3. مرحبا بالجميع ومرحبا بكم في الحلقة الثالثة من 240 من بودكاست Kouryer. Now with that silly little Arabic introduction out of the way, from this episode on, I'll try to spice things up and just say the introduction in the guests' native language. Sorry if I butchered it. I did my best. And I even tried to do it on, Amira Sheikh's episode as well. Shout out to her. She was on episode 131. And yeah, I tried. I'll try to get better. And well, let's jump into the main introduction. Welcome everyone to episode 140 of Kouryer podcast. Our today's guest is Mr. Noor Saleh. He's a 2D concept artist working on animation and video games from Gaza Palestine. Now, with that quick introduction out of the way, let's just jump into the first question I ask everyone. Give us a little introduction on how you got into the worlds of visual arts and design.
Okay, as you said, I'm working in the art industry, mainly in animation and video games. I was working on a lot of with many clients and companies like freelancer artists on many games, but sadly I didn't have the name of these games right now or any details, because you just do the art, do your things and job, and we can see you again in another time when the whole product is finished. And right now I'm working currently I'm working on with the local company in Gaza on animation mainly. We do right now a series, and we produced like 7 episodes, and our team is just only 2 people, me and my friend Hamad. He's an animator. He can do frame by frame animation and cut out animation. He's pretty good with the After Effect, and this stuff. I'm doing the whole concept art, character design, environments, storyboard, keyframes, cleaning up, like layout, all of these things. So we just the 2 of us, we principle on the produced 1 episode every month. So right now, currently we're working on the 7 episode. We produce like 6 episodes, and every episode's like 2 to 3 minutes.
All right. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, I'm good. I finished.
And usually those 3 to 2 minutes episodes, how many frames do they usually consist of?
It's a lot. It's depend on the storyboard, because before we started to work on any movie, any animation series, anything, like a advertisement. So we need to just to draw storyboard to decide what we need to draw exactly, how many frames, how many shots, all the details will appear in the storyboard. So we decided to continue that. So mainly it take like, I guess, 300 frames for each episode, I guess, because there are many shots I need to lay out and the cleaning line for it. So some files I can it be like 14 frame, some like 18, some like 35. It's not regular. It's depend about the nature of animation. If the kid, he just playing football, he just he move his arm, he doing something, But basically, yeah, it takes some time, of course, because I need to clean every frame from the whole animation. So it takes sometimes, yeah, of course.
All right. And so I assume it's must be like 10 to 12 frames per second every animation. And because here's the thing, for a long time I used to be like obsessed with, learning animation, and I even did some like silly little animations by myself. And yeah, it's one of those things throughout all this arts, disciplines. Animation is one of, I think, for me personally, one of the most rewarding, forms of art, because like I made a really like crappy doodly 1 minute animation, and it took me like 456 frames or something like that, and it took me like I kind of like busted through it. Like I did it in 10-12 hours. Like I took Red Bulls and coffee like that. I like to do stuff like that. I'm not the type of personality that likes, all right, I'm gonna set time in this month, I'm gonna do work on it for 45 minutes every day. No, I'm not like that.
I need to turn to Super Saiyan and we will sit on this.
Yes, I'm bad with consistency. I'm really bad.
Okay.
And even
this is a common problem, for all of us.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really fun. Like when I said, oh my God, all these frames, all these little details I added that I could only see. And when I, for example, showed to one of my friends, I say, oh, this guy's head is peeking out the window. I was like, yeah, you saw it. And then this kind of, as like an animator must be super rewarding. Yeah, I kind of, see the way you described your animation as well. And all right. Yeah. Oh, sorry, go on.
Okay.
Now, going on if you want to say, sorry, I'm going to mute.
No, just I want to say it's like sometimes when I started drawing to clean up the frames, I'm usually go back to my partner, and I ask him, what do you mean exactly in this frame? Because it's so rough. We actually both like rough sketches. We prefer to draw rough sketches, because because it's feel fine with me. It work good with me. I like random lines and random shapes, and give them some solid natural colors. Okay, sorry. So sometimes I go to them and ask him about this specific frame. What do you mean exactly? Because it's so rough, I couldn't understand anything from it. So I go to them, ask him. So he answered me, yeah, this is the hand, Noor. Can't you see? I told him, no, I can't, because it's so rough. I didn't even know it's a hand, So beside the big amount of time you're working on one single animation, you need to focus on every frame and go back to him to ask him, what is this? Muhammad, come on, what is this? Please, Muhammad, clear. Just I need some clearly frames, not like literally rough sketches. I can send you some animation we did, but I don't know how I can do this now. Maybe after the record.
Yeah, of course. I'll definitely if on the Zoom template of the podcast, on the video version on YouTube, like right here on my right, there's the video reel of your works right now, right here. All right. And yeah, when you send me the animations, I can either add them here or I can put it in the first post I post. I think I want to put it on the first post as well. I think because that gets usually the most views and more accessible, And all right, so the next question I want to ask you is since basically at 17, 18, those type of crucial years on everyone's life, those are the times that people are thinking about going to university, college, university entrance exams, thinking about all that stuff. During those times, did you went to the design and arts route from the beginning, or did you do something else? Like, how was the journey for you?
Yeah, I will tell you. Actually, I'm studied IT, not anything related to art, So art for me is just like maybe we can say like a hobby. I like to draw since I was a kid. So specific in my country, my hometown in Palestine, in Gaza, there's no any field special field for art. we don't have any animations college, any digital art college, any type of modern art, So I decided to go to the IT because it's like it's similar to media I like, to the new digital things I like, because I'm gamer too. I like video games so much. So it's not too bad to learn how to program something, how to program works, So I decided to be serious and take it seriously, kind of, because I need to get a job. And my first job, it was like I was like in seventh grade, I guess, as a freelancer. I did like 3 or 4 characters for some client, and he pays me good. It's like $2,500. It was good for me. So I decided to draw more and more and learn from my mistakes, because as I said before, there's no any college, any courses here back in days in Gaza where I was live. So I decided to go to the internet and explore how many artists, what is the digital art, what is the concept, how I can create a character design with the right fundamentals and the principles, without any common mistakes, because you need to be a professional. And a lot of companies right now, they hiring people, they are professional with their work. So I was following some famous people, artists, actually. They working with the super companies like Gearbox, Riot Games, Ubisoft. And I start to talk with them on the messenger, or send them some emails to ask them about the industry, how I can, for example, I like Sergi Brosa art. So back in the days, I was like 18. I go to his Facebook, I open the messenger, I send him the message. I told them in the message, "Hey man, I like your art so much," just like that. So and I need to learn how I can improve my art. See, so he was kind to me. He respond and he say, "You need to work on some anatomy in your art. You need to learn how to create shapes, and stuff like that, specific in art." So I was like, wow, there's so many things I don't even know they are exist. I just like expect, like, I can draw, it's fun, I can do anything, I can go to this company. No, it's not like that simple, and it's not like too hard to get a job. Just you need to know the path, you need to know the fundamentals of things, because when you realize there's more to know, more to learn, so you can go with your path, with your goals. And as I asked him, I go to this artist and to this artist, a lot of artists, and I go on the messenger and hey dude, how can I do this? What is your favorite book to learn? How I can improve myself in here? How I can improve my perspective? How I can improve my colors? And just like that, asking famous artists. And the big step for me was like, I like so much to analyze another people artists. I like to, for example, Jeonji Kim, the Korean artist.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, with one brush and he drew everything. Yeah, sometimes I go to his work and I see the image, see the pictures, and I starting to analyze the whole process, the whole thing, how he drew, why he drew the hand like this. I mean, it's like there's a basic anatomy we learn from, But why he specific in this situation, he decided to draw hand like this. Basically, it's not hands in regular situations, not looks like that, but he did this and it's still amazing. It's still awesome, not like any regular hand. So here comes more questions in my head. Oh, he decided to draw like this. Okay, but I know it. He know the default anatomy, but he decided to put some of his art in this and produce this result. So there's so many questions come to the artist when he realized many things. You need just to think clearly and analyze another people, and don't compare yourself with another artist, with big artists, because it's just waste of time. Just analyze and learn how can to learn from them. Just don't compare yourself with them, because you are not living like him. Your experience for the world not like his experience. Everyone is different. Just take some positive points from him and learn from it. Just ask him if he can respond to you, if you can just go there and there. You can right now, internet, it's a big information in the websites right now. You can just type in the Google, type on YouTube how to draw this, how to draw this. I do that until now, everything. Okay, when I need to draw something new, I mean, like, I haven't experienced that in any job, in any freelancer job, and even in my own sketches. So I go to the YouTube, I type how I can draw, for example, vehicles, not any vehicles, sci-fi vehicles maybe. So I go to check this video and this video and this video. After like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, I saw a lot of videos. Right now I'm ready, mindly I'm ready. I can draw some new shapes, some unregular shapes for this situation. So that will help you a lot, because right now so many materials just on the internet for free. You can help you out for any direction you want or anything you need to learn.
All right. And I think you also, without realizing, answered my second next question, which was, how
Okay.
yeah, that's awesome, actually, which I was going to ask, was the first art job paycheck you ever got, which you basically said there was someone who commissioned you to do something for 200.
Yeah. Sorry,
bucks.
I thought.
No. I'm just saying as like a fun thing. Like, actually,
okay.
it was quite awesome. And yeah, like, as Mr. Saleh said, there you can literally learn anything at this day and age from internet for free, like literally for free. And yeah, I'm not quite sure how official or big this podcast will get. So the next thing I'm going to say might get me in a little bit of trouble. But for even some softwares, you can like literally, there's websites that you can download them basically. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, no problem. No, basically I'm using Photoshop.
Yeah.
As a software, as a main software, because Photoshop he has everything, lines, render, my layout, my cleaning up for the frames. I use Photoshop for that. And I color on the Photoshop, I render on the Photoshop, all my works on the Photoshop. Maybe I try out some another softwares like I don't know, Manga Studio, like sketchbook. Sorry, not SketchUp for the 3D sketchbook. But it's mainly the same, But I like Photoshop because it's have more potential to this. And he have like many of options, and I worked like 5 to 6 years on Photoshop. So I sort of like I know everything about it. So it's not too hard with me to go to this option because I did this before. So I know what I need exactly. I know what the specific option I need. So I just go there, file, new, save as, these stuff.
All right, awesome.
So
And
Photoshop is a great choice for beginner artists and the professional artist, and many of the professional artists until they just only use the Photoshop.
yeah, absolutely. And it's like one of the major industry standards. So, starting out with, Photoshop is a great tool and a great way to start. And before we continue, move on further with the question, I just need to mention something that's kind of been bugging my brain. You literally look like the Arabic version of a Twitch streamer called Seer, CYR. Like his style was like, I don't know, like if you see him, you can understand what I mean.
No, I don't even know them. Just send me.
He's a famous gamer and entertainer.
Okay. Just send me his
I'll send it to you later
after this.
Yeah, okay. You're kind of his like Palestinian lookalike. Yeah, all right. So let's move back to the questions. So how does your design process usually go anytime you want to start working on a project? And I'm not just talking about animation projects, like maybe it could be illustration, like, a freelance, I don't know, character design. What does the structure of your pipeline look like, basically?
Okay, I can say that I have some steps on my style for working on this stuff. So I basically like when someone just give me a message or or contact with me on the email or any social media, he sent to work with me. So I decided to respond to him. So first of all, I talk with him about the details of the job. Then when I look for these details and I read this, I go to him and respond, okay, why not? We can go with that. This will cost you like 1, 2, 3, and I need like, for example, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to do this. So you can send me like the first money, you can give me some money for this for the beginning. When I end all of this, he send me back all the money and stuff like that. So right now, as a digital artist, when I start to work, I like to work like, for example, of the job about, let us say, to draw a new creatures. I mean, like animals. For example, he need like 3, 4 new creatures, and you didn't even know how to start. I basically start to search about the topic, creatures, sci-fi creatures. I don't know, a lot of things like that on the ArtStation, Google, Reddit maybe. So you when I see a lot of results, a lot of images, I decided to go. And as I said before, when I need to search about something on YouTube, you just need to see a lot of art. You need just to see a lot of new objects, a lot of new creatures on your mind, just to memorize them and to get some knowledge, how they look, how the shapes, how the details. So after like a 30-minute like visuals from the eye and stuff like that, I decided to start sketching some sketches. When I start to sketch drawings, and I go to the next step, it's like I sketches like 4 or 5 sketches. I go to the one single sketch and I exaggerate it more, and I draw more lines to it, more details, more things to it. Then I will go with ABC A sketch, B sketch, C sketch. So when I did like 5-4, I give like for A two or three like more options to it. Maybe the hair is a little bit from A. Maybe A2, like he has more two tails. Maybe he has like horns, more like that stuff. So it's basically like this. You need to start from the idea, the concept, to simplify to the visual images, to see more clearly options. When you see the drawing, you know what you need more to add, what you need more to not add, stuff like that. So after I did like more 5 to 6 sketches, I sent them to get my feedback. So I wait for the feedback. When you got the feedback, you start to finish. For example, the client respond, I like A1 and D1, but I guess you the artist, you can merge the two with one sketch and go with the new look for it. So okay, no problem, I can do that. So I draw and clean up the sketch, add some more interesting things from the feedback, and I send back to the okay. So he respond, okay, nice. You can right now start finishing, start coloring everything to have a clear illustration. If that's the case, you need to work with the illustration or the concept art as a character designer. If you had like a job for the many characters design, you need just to design some characters with many options for the client, and that's it.
All right, awesome. And actually, right now I want to ask you, some general questions, about not just art. Yeah, it's kind of about art, but all right, let me explain.
Okay.
So you're from Palestine, right? And I'm just wondering. I always ask this question, from every artist, in Palestine, since you were growing up as a teenager. I mean, now I don't know how much are you aware of the situations, but how's the art scene there? Like, since you were has it grown, or is there potential in there?
How the art? What exactly? Sorry.
How has the art scene developed throughout the years, and is there has been growth of new artists, or
No, that's the problem, because in Gaza and Palestine, there's no artist at all. I'm not exaggerated. There's really no artist, any digital artist in the field. You can learn with them. I mean, like we have some, but they are all, it's like regular artists. They are not professional, not working with big companies. They are just do this like for clients, small clients here and there, but you can't really learn from them. You can't because as artists, it's a big inspiration for us to see a big artist, to learn with them, to meet him, to sketch with them. These things are, that's incredible for us, because it's developed us as an artist. When I met someone, big artist, she can really draw, and I draw with them in like lunch sketch. Maybe I will get a new knowledge for me. I will get a new experience. So that's important. So for me, it was difficult because, as I said, there's no professional artist, but I was contact with them on my Facebook and Instagram. I tried to mingle with them online, just for example, I used to draw daily sketch in the days and post it on the Facebook and Instagram. And some of the artists, they are big artists, come and like my works, comment on my works. So that make me happy, because Finally, my favorites and my lovely artists, they are with my, they like my work, they like my sketches, so that make me happy. And the main thing, it was like to mingle with them online because I couldn't travel. You know, in Gaza, Palestine, we have too many issues about the moving out and the quality of life, you know, in that. But I don't want to talk about that. Actually, in 2016, I got the chance to move to Abu Dhabi in Ubisoft studio as a concept artist, but it didn't work with me because we have a Palestinian some issues in the borders. We can't move out to another country just like easy. You know, you need to pass a lot of a process, difficult process to go. So back in that time, I couldn't travel to the UFA because many issues. So my job is lost. So I get some depressed and sadness. You know, I got my time to grieving a little bit, but I'm come back for many months after that as a freelancer. Until now, I finally moved to Ankara because if there any, you know, any chance in the future, I can now travel fast and travel with normal situation.
Yeah, man. Hope things get better there. I mean, the whole Middle East is just weird place. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
let's not get into it too much. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, of course.
All right. So speaking of, your favorite artists, that you could talk to, or they, also follow you on social media, then that made you really happy. I was wondering, who are your favorite artists and designers that have inspired you the most?
Tough question because I have so many, but
The names.
yeah, I'm actually, I have like 100 names in my brain right now, but I don't know, man. I'm afraid to like, I don't know. There's too many good artists you can follow and they be one of the favorites. But for me, of course, the Godfather of all time, I like his art. Yeah, Akira Toriyama, you know, he's the director and the mangaka for the Dragon Ball. And I really like, you know, Oda, One Piece, Hayao Miyazaki. These are the big inspiration for me. And I like some maybe I don't know how to say this, but maybe the new artist, I don't know, younger artist. But I like, yeah, there's too many awesome younger artists. Like there's a name, I like his art so much, and I'm following him from since like right now, like 12 year. It's he called like Raul Mourinho, I guess. I like Raul Mourinho art. He's so much inspiration for me, and many names, I guess. But I guess that is all of them. These are the big inspiration for me.
All right, awesome. And here's the thing. That's the point of the question. Like, I mean, I didn't tell you this question before, and because if I did, you would have probably tried to short everything into like 15, 20 names or something, or maybe 10, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you would have prepared. But here's the thing, when you're not prepared and you have a lot of names in your head, the main ones pop into your head first. So the answer you just gave me is the actual correct answer. You got that?
Yeah, because they are 100 of names, but you need to choose like 4 or 5.
It's a tough choice, yeah. And all right, the next question is, what area beside the area you're working on right now, which is of course art and design, would you be interested to explore and learn in the future? I mean, it could be something completely non-art related, by the way.
Okay. Actually, beside the art, I like, like I like business, word. I like business word. Far away from the art, I like the business world. So maybe in the future I will study some business, because I like money. So I can study the business to make my own business, to go with this and open this project, to go with this project, and many things like that.
All right.
But right now, currently, of course, I'm focused on my career, on my path career as an artist. I need to grow up more and more, and to get level up, and make a good resume with many clients of big companies. Because recently, like uh, last 2 weeks, I guess, or 3 weeks, I worked with eSport International Championship for PUBG mobile game. I worked with Nijma team. He called Nijma team. It's like 5 members for the team.
Oh, Nigma. It's from Dota 2, I think, right? Team Nigma.
Who?
Nigma.
Yeah, Team Nigma. Yeah.
From Dota
Team
2,
Nigma, yeah.
right?
Yeah, of course. I did the post. I did many posters for them. I did I draw the 5 stars on the team, everyone. Yeah, I draw them as a character design for the poster, and I did a big poster for them, 5 combined with 1 poster, and that's it. So it was, for me, it's like, wow, good. Now we working with the PUBG. So it's was a good opportunity for me to work with them.
Actually, I think Team Nigma, maybe they have they made themselves an esports organization. I'm not sure, but 3 years ago, I'm sure, like the origin of Nigma was from Dota 2. Like basically the 5. I used to be really in Dota 2, like for a while, the video game, and the roster of Team Liquid at 2017, I think they disbanded that team and they made their own team called Team Nigma. And there was Kroki. Miracle is, I think Miracle is Palestinian. I'm not sure, but I know like there's 2-3 Arabs in there, 1 Iranian. Like, yeah, they're basically Middle Eastern.
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly, because I'm not following them. I don't know anything about PUBG Mobile. So
no, they're not PUBG Mobile players. They're actually Dota 2 players. And yeah, I think they later made the other teams, recruited more teams like PUBG or Fortnite. I don't know, but yeah, that's probably the case.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, but that was interesting to know. Cool, man.
Yeah, of course.
And all right, we've reached the final question and section of the podcast, which is called Final Words. Now let me explain. Imagine in a limited amount of time, window of time that you have, you can say anything, or maybe one message or a couple of messages to anyone who's listening to this podcast at any point in the future. Now, with that being said, what would you say to anyone who's listening right now?
What I need to say to who? Sorry, again.
Any piece of advice or messages you have, anything from another human to another human being, to anyone who's listening to the podcast, basically.
Yeah, sure. Just learn how to manage yourself. Self-management is the key for me, for everything, for job, for you, for your life, for your options, for your situations. Just be good, be strong, manage yourself good. Self-management is everything, I guess, because it's the key for many, many things in your life. So if you can control with that, you probably will be happy and good and a producer for many things in your life. So just a good self-management is everything for me.
All right, awesome. And that's a good, actually nice note to end this episode on. Thank you so much for coming by. And where can people contact you if they had any question? Is your Instagram okay? Is your Instagram okay for contacts?
Yeah, I can give you my Instagram.
No, I have it. I'll just put it in the caption. I just want to make sure if that's the correct channel for people to message. All right. Thanks again for coming by, and thank you to anyone who tuned in and listened to this episode. If you have any suggestions or comments or critiques, you can just leave them down in the comments section down below as always, or you can send it to me in a DM on the Kouryer Podcast Instagram page. Now, well, that's about it. Episode 140 is wrapped. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.